in other aspects, because we are in that kind of privileged dominant group, um, being able to essentially create change from those spaces, to help other people who might be in those spaces then start to see things a little bit differently. So it's almost like we have to create the change that we want when we are privileged, but we need to understand when we're privileged.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and now I'm thinking actually that it's really interesting, because I think that what we see with organizations is along that first branch is progress is made. So the environment's changing and progress is made, and then it stalls. It's like
Hmm.
we've been making all this progress, and then it stalls, and it stops at, like, like, okay, everyone's talking about culpability now, and like we're all culpable, but nothing, the experiences don't change anymore because the environment doesn't change, because we have to pivot as an organization. Everyone has to pivot to this other tack and start to work on getting past judgment, or whatever that tack might be, and then we work on that, and that's where that self work is. And that might be the hardest space for people without power to be working on that, because it is a lot of self work for both sides, and
Hmm.
I think that on the left branch, on the first branch, the marginalized people, it's just about sharing, this is what's happening to me, and so it's easy, like that might be easy to share, it might be hard. It depends,
No, it's,
but
yeah, I'd say it's hard to share, because it's like, again, am I safe enough to say what I want to say without being essentially like persecuted after the fact of what I said? And it's one of those, like, unless I know that you're ready to hear the ways that I feel marginalized and I feel, excluded or anything like that, then it's not gonna happen. Because if I don't feel safe enough to share, in a way that I know nothing bad is going to happen and actual positive change is going to take place from that point, then yeah, I'll share all day. But if it's not something that is, like, this feels like a trap, yeah, count me out.
yeah, and that's that stall, right?
Hmm.
When we get to that place, then that's when we have to pivot and do the second branch work, and then do that work to create that environment, or that space where you can provide that feed, where you're not count me out, you're like count me in, or I'm just
Yeah.
in, and then we'll make progress again to a point,
Hmm.
and then we'll stall again, and then we have to like, that's why this two branch approach is so important, is because it's
Yeah.
not linear. It's not simply you telling me what I'm doing right or wrong, I make the adjustment, and we keep going. Like, it doesn't work that way. That's how we've been trying it for decades at this point.